welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I have got the new Nail Decals by Design water decals to show you for, well, these are the releases for July. So I forgot what month it was then for a second, don't mind me. So I'm just going to quickly go through them, and then I'm also going to do a design using some of the decals as well, just so we can see them as an actual design instead of just on the back of the paper sort of thing. So first of all, we've got Palm Paradise 2, which is these beautiful green palm trees and leaves. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got Palm Paradise, obviously the first one, which is the same things, but they are multicoloured. So you get a real array of different colours of those. They're absolutely beautiful. And then I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. And then we've got Painted Petals, which are beautiful. They're just so delicate. Absolutely love them. And then we've got something that we've not actually seen from Nail Decals by Design yet, and here they are, which is super exciting. And it's going to be these ones that I'm going to use for this video. So we've got animal print nail strips. So as it says here, these can be placed over both light and dark colours, which is super exciting because obviously typically, like these normal little decals, they have to be put over a white or light colour, but these ones do not. So that is going to be really exciting to be able to do them without having to worry about a neutral colour underneath. So that is Animal Print Nail Strips D. And then we've got Animal Print Nail Strips C, which are also beautiful. And we've got Animal Print Nail Strips F. Probably should have showed them in an order, but never mind. Animal Print Nail Strips E, and we've got Animal Print Nail Strips A, and then also Animal Print Strips B as well. So I'm just going to pop them in, pop them in order to make that a little bit less confusing. So we've got A, B, C. I'm doing this the wrong way around anyway, aren't I? No, it's fine. Okay, D, E, F. So let's do them quickly in order. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and then that's it for the animal print nail strips. So I'm going to be doing a separate video on some of these as well as the one that I'm going to do today. The one that I'm going to do separately is going to be on my nails because, like I said in a previous video, I am due a new set anyway. So I am going to do the whole full, because obviously I'm self-isolated at the moment. I don't have clients in. I do have a lot more time on my hands to be able to film the videos that I'd want to. So I am going to be doing my nails quite a few times over the next few days. I will be using my nails at this length and everything for a beautiful set using some of these. I think it's probably going to be either these ones or these ones on my nails. But then sadly I am going to be taking them straight off and then doing a longer set as a full glitter fade set, well, glitter ombre set as well, with maybe a little bit of angel paper as well, or aurora paper or something like that. So anyway, that's coming separately, but in this video I am going to be using these today because a lot of people have asked me lately for pigment nails as well. So because of that, I'm going to use obviously some pigments, and then we're also going to incorporate some lovely cow print as well, so just to mix and match it a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using first of all, and then we can get straight into it. So these are the pigments that I'm going to be using. Please excuse the state of them. They're just one of those things that manage to get really messy, which is really annoying, but you know, it's one of those things. So I'm using 3 different pigments from Tears Beauty. This one is called Apricot, this one is just pink, and then this one is just yellow. So they're the 3 that I'll be using in this video. You get loads in these little jars, which is really handy. And then obviously, like I already mentioned, I will be using these from Nail Decals by Design, and I'll also be using the things that you get in the application kit from Nail Decals by Design as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So first of all, I need to lay my bases on these nails. So obviously I've not made these nails white. That's just the way they are at the moment. These display tips are white. So you'll just have to look past that. But obviously we're going to be putting stuff on top anyway. So I am actually going to use this white base. It's pretty useful. So instead of me painting my base white like I usually would, I'm just going to go ahead with the next step. So if you're obviously doing this on actual nails or you're doing this on tips that are not white, just paint 2 coats of white, and then you can go straight in from what I'm about to do. So what we're going to be doing is a couple of them are going to have the cow print on, and then some of them are not. So we're going to have 2 half and halves. So I'm probably going to do the middle one full cow print, because I want to see how these decals look like as a full nail sort of thing. So we're going to do full cow print on here, and then we're going to do half and half cow print on here, and then these are going to be full pigment nails. So that's the way we're going to go with it. So we're just going to start off with 2 full pigment nails, because I know exactly what I'm doing with those. So let's just get straight into it. So I'm just applying Velvet Top. I don't want the pigments to be like really super bright and in your face neon, but I do want there to be some slight colour. So I am just going to go in with Velvet Top. This is Make It Velvet from Gel Perfection. Obviously you can use any velvet top coat you like, or matte top coat I suppose might work. I've never tried it, so I don't want to say just in case, but you can always give it a go. You don't know until you try. So I'm just going in with 1 even coat, making sure to cover the whole nail, and then I'm going to pop those, oh gosh, no, knock that over, pop those in the lamp for 60 seconds. So in the meantime, I am just going to open these pigments. Try not to make a huge mess, but we shall see. As you can see, they are really full. I have used them for a few different designs already, so everything that's in this pot is not even like as much as you actually get in the first place, which is amazing. So I'm going to be going in with a brush from Tia's Beauty. I have this brush set out just for pigments, because obviously pigments do make a mess, so it's nice to have a brush specifically just for them. So I use the tubby glitter brushes from Tia's Beauty. They are perfect. They've got a nice angle on the end, and this just makes life really easy. So I'm just going to give it a quick fluff off, just a little fluff, just like this on my kitchen roll, just to make sure that if there is any colour on there, there's not too much. And I'll be doing that in between every application of the pigments. So I'm going to get my first nail, and I'm going to go into my first pigment colour, and I'm just going to rub that, well, not rub it, I'm sort of just like tapping it onto different areas of the nail. I'm just going to leave that one for now and get the other nail, because I don't have to keep getting the colour off my brush to do 2 different nails as well. So I'm just going to, while I'm using this colour with the brush, I'm just going to go ahead and use that one, and then I'm just going to swirl this on my kitchen roll. Don't have to get it off completely, because obviously we are going to be like merging these colours together anyway, so it's not really an issue. I'm just dabbing off a little bit in between now, because obviously I am touching colours that is on the nail with the brush, and I don't want to transfer too much to different pots. So I'm just going to give that a little tap, and then this one a little tap, and then I'm going to go in. This time I am going to make sure that there's not as much on my brush at all, so just keep rubbing until there's a lot less colour. And then I'm going into my last colour and just going in the gaps where I haven't got any yet. Now this time I'm going to go over the whole nail to give it like a sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but just to tone it down a little. So as you can see now, the pink is a lot less obvious, which is what I want, because like I said, I don't want it to be really neon. So I'm just going in and just rubbing it all. And then I'm going to get my yellow on this one and do the same thing. So I'm just going to move those out of the way just so I can show you exactly what I did there. So again, I'm just going over the whole nail now. This is why I chose to do the yellow one last, because if you did like this with a more neon colour, like a really dark one like the pink, then it would have covered everything up. But this is sort of like a lighter one that you can get away with doing it with. So that's how I'm going to leave those two. And then all I need to do with those, I can't talk today, I don't know what is wrong with me, but all I'll need to do with those then is just literally just top coat. They're done now pretty much. So I'm going to move on to the next 2 nails, which like I mentioned at the beginning are going to be half and half nails. So with these ones I am going to just velvet top coat again, but this time I'm only going to do half of the nail. So obviously you can do this with a nail art brush if you like. I usually am too lazy to get a brush out of the drawer and then wish that I had later on, because it never goes as well as it would if I just painted the line, but there you go. Obviously I never learn. So I'm just going to apply that on that half of the nail, and then you really want to just make sure that you plan this out right. So my obviously idea is to have this one will be here, because the side that is got the velvet top is going to be the side with the pigments on. So that means that this side I need my velvet top coat to match this one, and then on this nail that's going to be here I need the velvet top coat on this side to match the one next to it. So we're just going to go ahead and apply the velvet top again, but make sure that it's on the other side of the nail this time. So we're just going down the middle, roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect because the design that we're going for, we are going to be putting something down the middle anyway, so it's not an issue. We will be able to cover up any imperfect lines like towards the end of the design. I just thought this would be a good idea to do because I do get people asking me to do pigment designs quite a lot. Mainly because I think they're one of those things that we all sort of have but never really know what to do with or get round to using them. So I wanted to do that and also use the new decals for this month because they're just beautiful. So once I've done that, I'm going to pop those two into the lamp for a 30-second cure. And then I will do the pigments and then pop them in for another 30 seconds. Okay, so then when they've come out of the lamp, I'm going to just clean off my brush again, make sure that the yellow isn't on it anymore, because again, I'm going to be doing the yellow last. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply, I've put this on the wrong side of the nail, oh my gosh. Okay, always try and apply it to the side of the nail that actually has the velvet top coat. Has the velvet top coat on it. I was starting to wonder why it wasn't sticking, but that obviously makes a lot of sense now why it wasn't. Then I'm just going in with the pink. I am doing it one at a time this time because the other one is still in the lamp. And then I'm going to go in lastly. I'm really sorry if you can hear shouting and stuff, but it just happens to be the England game today for the Euros, and my brother, no, not my brother's not here, my dad is here with my partner and they are watching it together and they're both the most noisy people ever, so apologies for that. But anyway, I'm going in like this again on this nail. I'm just going to get a dry lint free wipe and just wipe off the majority of that spare pigment that I got on the wrong side of the nail. Then I'm going to pop that back in the lamp for a further 30 seconds. And then whilst I'm waiting for that, I can do the other nail. So we're going again with the orange. And then getting off the excess from my brush, going in with the pink again. Don't want too much pink, I just sort of have that for like a bit of depth. And then getting off my brush again and then going into the yellow, applying that anywhere that doesn't already have pigment on it, and then I'm just going to tap off the excess and then go over the whole nail, well, the whole side that's got the pigment on. And I'm just using a fluffy brush to get off any excess and just dust off, and then I'll put that in the lamp for a further 30 seconds to make sure that it's full cured. So I have also top coated those two full nails now. This is what they look like with top coat on. They look like sweets and I just want to eat them. But anyway, that's what they look like. So we're getting there. And then obviously our next step is going to be the decals. So because I'm not using pigments anymore after now for this set, I am just going to pop these away and get some fresh kitchen roll, because I don't want all this pigment flying everywhere to be able to interfere with the design. So I'm just going to clean up and then we can come back and start the next step. So the next step is to do these three nails, and for that we're going to need base coat because we need a tacky layer for our decals to stick to. I'm going to be using the Model 1's base coat in this video, just because obviously when I was swatching these lipstick polishes and stuff, I wasn't able to test out the base coat because swatches you don't need it and you wouldn't be able to tell whether it was any good anyway, so I just thought this would be a good way to actually use it in a video. So I'm going to pop this base coat all over this one nail. I'm just going to do one nail at a time because obviously I'm just assuming that this base coat is going to have a good enough tacky layer, but we'll just have to wait and see. And I've never actually done a full coverage decal nail before, so this will be interesting. And I imagine it's not going to be the easiest task in the world, so I'm hoping it goes even half okay for me. But we'll see. It's more like an attempting design instead of actually a design I'm like committing to being good. But obviously, like I said, these are the ones that I'm going to be using. So luckily they are long enough for these tips, which is brilliant. I'm not sure whether that one's long enough as well. I think these ones might be long enough as well, but I'm going to use the bigger ones. So I'm just going to cut the end off see how much we can get out of just this one piece. I'm thinking obviously we'll get a full nail out of that, and then I'm hoping we'll be able to get 2 halves out of this side. So I'm just going to cut this one off as well. I have to order some more of these now because I've already used them and they only came this morning. But you could also do this with the zebra print ones as well. I think this design will look really good with anything black and white because it's the contrast of colour that I quite like. So I've put that in for a full cure. So I'm just bringing it out now, and we're going to hope for the best that there's a tacky enough layer for us to use. I'm not going to use the stamper method this time for the decals. I am going to be using the just the tweezer method, I think. Well, not even just the tweezer. I think we'll go with it. Okay, we're just going to try. So I'm just going to see how much I need because I don't want like a crazy amount of excess, because I think that's going to make it a little bit harder if we have too much going on. So I'm just going to cut this off here, and then I'm also going to probably cut some off down the side as well, probably too much, and then end up really annoyed that I've just wasted. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to pop this in the water. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to cut the top off. I've left a little bit at the top because I want a bit to be able to grip. So I'm just going to pop that on the water instead of holding it and wetting it, because it's just going to take so long to wet the whole back of it with the brush. I'm just going to pop it straight in. Obviously this is like a bit of something new for me as well, so I'm not teaching you how to do this bit really. This is more just like a test to see how well it goes. I will use these another time, so I am going to keep those bits. But yeah, we're just going to give it a little bit of time to soak, and then we'll see how we get on with applying it as a full coverage nail, because it does say to cut to desired shape and size and stuff. So obviously I assume most people wouldn't even go to the extreme of using a piece this big, but if this isn't the best way to test it, I don't know what is. So this has already come apart from the backing, super quick and easy. So I think the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to push it up, and then I'm going to place it on top of the nail, whereabouts I want it. I can't actually see the nail, which is not ideal, but we'll just give it a go. And then I'm just going to pull it from underneath and just let it naturally fall down. And then instead of using this like how you're supposed to put water on it, I'm just going to quickly, oh, it's hard, that's the problem, because I've obviously used it before. Right, I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to just really dry this off as much as I can. And then I'm just going to use it to pat this down and get it really nice and smooth on the nail. That's my plan anyway, so see how that goes. You could also use a lint-free wipe, I might try that. Obviously you can use anything really, it's not really an issue. You could just use a finger and not make life difficult like I am, but I'm just trying to see best practice, and you can only do that by trying lots of different ways. So I'm just smoothing it down with a lint-free wipe at the moment. I'm going to move this because my phone hates gold. It always makes the screen go strange. So once I've done that, I'm just going to pinch it around the sides. Obviously this is a display tip, so it's a little bit different, but if this was a nail, I'd do the same for the free edge, like really just push it down around the nail and everything. And then it's super easy. Just go in with a brush like this. This application kit from Nail Decals by Design is perfect. I'm just going in with that with a bit of acetone on it, and I'm just going to go around the edge and just use the acetone to go all the way down the edge. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it has come off. I'm just going to do that on both sides, and it will literally just melt it away, as you can see. Super easy to clean up. Much easier on an actual nail, because then obviously it can't fold underneath like around the side walls and stuff, but it's one of those, it's fine. So then we're just going, this would be the cuticle area, so you'd make sure that you just took the right amount off. I'm really loving this. Okay, so I just want to get this from underneath. The problem with the display tips is obviously they're made of plastic, so if you get acetone on the display tip itself, it melts it, which then makes it easy for the decal to stick to, which is not ideal, but there you go. But there we go, so that is a full nail of that decal. It's absolutely beautiful. I love how it's turned out. Just squash that bit down a bit. Okay, so just to secure this one in place, I am just going to top coat it before anything has the chance of going wrong. Just because I know what I'm like, it's one of those things. So I'm just going to go in with the Model 1's top coat now and just place a nice generous layer over the top. Then obviously if this was on a client, I would do a base coat and then top coat, or a tacky top coat and then normal no wipe top coat, or no wipe top coat, buff it, and then another coat of top coat, because no wipe won't stick to no wipe. Just to give it a bit of extra, like a bit of extra seal. You could also go over with a clear builder gel, just a really nice thin layer. Whatever you want to do to encapsulate. Just make sure you cap your free edge and your side walls. So yeah, I'm really happy with that actually. I think it looks really good. So we are getting there. It looks a bit of a random set at the moment, but obviously that was just the trial run sort of thing. So I'm now going to pop this base coat on the both sides, like of these two nails that we've got with half the colour on. Just going to make sure that there's no excess pigment on there, because I don't want it to contaminate my base coat. And then we're just going to go straight in with the base coat, straight down that half of the nail. Making sure to not go too thick, because obviously you want a full proper cure. And then, like I said, don't worry about that middle step, because I am going to be covering that up, so I'm not too worried about that. So I'm just going to pop that one into the lamp for a full cure while I paint the other one. Okay, so this time we're going to cut this. Actually, I wonder whether, is that enough? I think it might be slightly too slim. I don't know whether it's worth just doing it anyway. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's too small, so we'll do a new one, it's fine. So I'm just going to go in and cut off how much I need. So I need, do you know what, I'm just going to cut and hope for the best, because that is how I do things, and then I regret it, but it's fine. One day I will learn from my mistakes. So once I've done that, I'm just going to cut off this end bit, because we don't need all this excess. I'm going to cut off one of the ends and then a little bit of the end of one at the top, and then I'm going to drop that onto my water again. And then I'm going to cut the other piece while I'm at it. Cut the ends off again. Straight into the water. Actually no, I'm going to leave that one out of the water for now, just while I do this one, because I don't want to leave it in there for too long. Okay, so this is ready now as well, so I'm just going to use my thumb at the top of the decal to just push it upwards. Now this one's going to be a bit trickier, especially because I've pulled it the wrong way. I need to pull it up this way. This one's going to be slightly trickier because we need the straightish line. Oh gosh, I've let it dry for too long. Oh no, I haven't, it's alright. Okay, so I'm just going to really carefully try to place it roughly in the middle. Like I said, with the design we're doing, it doesn't need to be like absolutely perfectly central, but it would be helpful if it was relatively. So I'm just going to apply that and then smooth it down again. I'm not using the lint free this time because it's not really necessary, especially because I don't want to wipe off all this, because I haven't actually cured, I haven't top coated or anything that side yet. I'm just going to see, no I can't. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just going to again go in with my acetone. It's going to make sure that's nice and smooth. Going with my acetone on my brush and then just clean that up, and I'm going to just do that off camera really quick, and then I'll come back so we can go on to the next step of this design. Okay, so that's those two like decals applied and everything like that all sorted, and then I'm going to be going in with some striping tape. I'm going to be using silver striping tape, and all I need to do is I've just cut to the length that I'd want it to be. I'm going to be using quite a thick piece, so I want you to be able to see it. And then I'm just going to apply it to the middle of the nails that are half and half. Oh gosh, I've stuck it to the decal and ripped it up. Okay, I'm just going to place it back down and hope for the best. Yeah, it's fine. Panic over. I'll move that over slightly. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just going to do it on the other nail as well. and then we can top coat these. I'm just pulling off the excess because flexi tape is really easy to break, so I just literally just snap off the ends, and this is what it looks like. So it's coming along nicely now. I'm liking how the set has turned out, and then obviously we've got our full cow print as well. No, that's on the wrong side. I'm just going to keep them like that and then have this one here. So we've got some colour and cow print, but I might swap those around actually a little bit, we'll see. Or I might pop those in the middle and have it like this. No, not a fan of that, not doing that. Okay, anyway, so I'll worry about that afterwards. I'm just going to apply the flexi tape to this one now, and then we can top coat them and see how they turned out. So this is what those half and half ones look like shiny. I'm so happy with how this set turned out. I was a bit worried that it was going to be too different and it'd look really strange, but I actually really quite like it, and I think you could do it with any colours on this side as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out actually, but I'll show you the full set when this one is cured. So here is the finished set. I really hope you enjoyed it. I actually loved putting these together, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. They're really different, but I quite like it. So yeah, I hope you liked it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!